What happens at the foreclosure sale? Hi, it's Nick with Sell My San Antonio House. We get asked a lot, since we do buy some properties at the foreclosure sale, what goes on down there? And so here's an idea of what you might see if you headed down to the foreclosure sale or looking to buy some properties at a foreclosure auction. There's basically two big sections. You're gonna have the mortgage foreclosure and you're gonna have the tax foreclosure. Now, over on the tax foreclosure side, there are some other judgments that can be foreclosed on, but for this example, the majority are going to be tax foreclosures, so we'll just focus on that. On the mortgage foreclosure side, it also might be called the trustee sale. So if you walk down there and somebody said, "Oh, you're looking for the trustee sale?" That'd be the same thing. And the tax foreclosure can often be referred to as the sheriff sale. Really easy way to tell the difference: if they're sheriffs, they're auctioning off the properties. You're probably on this side of the board. All right. The trustee sale is because the different trustees are the people who will actually be doing the auctioning of the properties. And here, the mortgage foreclosure trustee sale, that's where a lender is foreclosing. Someone hasn't made their mortgage payment. The lenders decide to go through the foreclosure process. So they've got their trustee. There's a whole lot of steps that lead into it, but the last step would be auctioning the property off on first Tuesday of the month. In the state of Texas. There could be some other rules in other states. I don't know, but let's just talk about Texas. And first Tuesday of the month. So the different trustees will go down there. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Some will have one or two properties. Some will have a whole bunch of properties. And they will go through their list and they will start auctioning off their different properties. A few things that you want to know is if you buy on this side, there is no right of redemption. So what's the right of redemption? A right of redemption basically means somebody gets foreclosed on. So we bought this property at foreclosure. If they have a right of redemption, then they have a certain amount of time to pay us back, and then they can get their property back. That does happen on tax foreclosures. All right, and it would depend if it's an owner-occupied property or if it's investment property. If it's land, it depends if it's vacant land or agricultural land. But there is a right of redemption period, usually 1 to 2 years. Sometimes it varies. On the mortgage foreclosure, there is no right of redemption. Once you purchase that and it was a good legal foreclosure sale, you now own that property. They can't come and buy it back from you. I suppose you could sell it to them, but that's probably not going to happen. They don't have rights to come back and buy it. Usually, these are going to start. Okay, the trustee is going to say, opening bid from the lender is $100,000. It's usually the amount that's owed to the lender. Now, that may not just be the mortgage balance, but the mortgage balance, if they have some attorney's fees, if they've paid anything on behalf of the person that's being foreclosed on, they can add up those. They can start that number where they wish, but usually it starts about there. These ones usually start at the amount of taxes owed. Makes sense, as a tax foreclosure, you owe this money tax, they'll foreclose on for the amount there. So these usually start a lot higher. These usually start a lot lower because the balance is, that's where they're at. Both of them can go up really as high as people are willing to bid them up. I mean, sometimes tax foreclosures can start at $2,000, $3,000, but if it's a $300,000 house, you know, it get bid up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. These ones usually start a little higher, but they usually get bid up based on the value of the property. So what do you really got to keep in mind? All right, so if you want to go to the foreclosure in the state of Texas, it's going to be on the first Tuesday of the month. These are usually also on the first Tuesday of the month, but it depends on the size of your county. So not all counties will have a foreclosure sale every single month. Some will just do it once a quarter. I'm sure there's some that do it even less than that. Big counties like your Harris, Bexar County, where we're at, they're gonna be on the first Tuesday of the month, and they have a sheriff sale every first Tuesday of the month. Also keep in mind, you wanna go down there, you wanna buy something. It's not just, hey, show up, let me offer some money on this house. The most important thing that I can tell you if you were going to purchase down there is you must do your research. I have seen it time after time. People come in and they buy something and they hadn't seen the property. They didn't drive by the property. They didn't research other things. What would you research? Well, you're going to research things like, if it's a first position lien, okay, then that mortgage is in front of the other mortgages, if there's other mortgages and a lot of other things, but it's not in front of the tax man. Taxes always get paid. So you bought this thing and you're really proud of yourself because you bought it for $80,000, gave me your $80,000, and then you find out, well, wait a minute, there's a tax lien of $30,000. So now I owe another $30,000. Well, now you're at 110 and now your deal's not so great and you're not so proud of yourself anymore. You've also got to drive these properties. We drive every single one of the properties because there are ones where there used to be a house there, house got demolished. There was a fire, house burned down. Any number of things could happen. You have to do your research on your properties before you offer any money. I guess you don't have to, it's your money, you can do whatever you want. But I strongly suggest that you educate yourself because it could be a lot of money and you don't want to go down there and buy something and get burned. I hope this helps. Wanted to give you a big picture idea of what's going on at the foreclosure sale. You know there's going to be 2 basic sections. If you wanted to get started, you might focus on one or the other, and then you can go down, get some experience, but do your research and do your research. I hope this helps. If you guys like it, please subscribe, and we'll try to send out some more info. Thank you.